News and information 570 KLIF.
Joining us now is UT Dallas professor Abby Biswas. So we've really come a long way with the Super Bowl ads from the early days, haven't we? Especially when it comes to the price.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, and even if you factored in inflation, it's incredible how much more than just the inflation factor the price has gone up by. In fact, I'll give you some numbers here. The cost of a 30-second Super Bowl commercial in 1967, that would be the first one.
Yeah.
$37,500. 37.5, and that's thousands.
Wow.
Whereas today we're talking about 3.8 million.
Golly.
Think about that. I mean, 37,500 is not even $500,000.
Now, you obviously study this. I guess they're getting their money's worth?
And that's literally the $1 million, and in this case, the $3.8 million question.
Right. That's why I was kind of not sure how to exactly phrase that. I assume they think they're getting their money's worth.
They actually are. Now, we do study this quite deeply, and we try to study this year to year, and it turns out that it's one of those things where it's either a big hit or a big swing and a miss. I mean, it can be huge for some companies, such as GoDaddy.com. I mean, 7 years ago, they came from nowhere to went to 98% brand awareness almost overnight, thanks to its Super Bowl advertising. You know, there have been many other companies that have hit it big and therefore continue to keep coming back. I mean, Anheuser-Busch, InBev, Budweiser, Bud Light. I mean, they're huge players in this. Doritos has absolutely raked in giant rewards. It's been bonanza for Doritos and Pepsi, so they keep coming back. So obviously they are getting quite a bit from this. But then there are these, new entrants and those that are kind of taking a swing and hoping. I mean, they're swinging for the fences and hoping they'll connect. Like, for instance, this year, you've got some new entrants like BlackBerry. Research in Motion is obviously struggling a little bit, trying to compete with the Samsungs and the Apples of the world. So for the first time, they've taken out a $3.8 million spot, and we're going to see a BlackBerry 10 commercial this year on Sunday, launching the new product. And they're just hoping that they hit a home run or at least even a triple.
Talking to Abby Biswas with UT Dallas, if you are taking a shot on this, are you putting all your eggs in one basket? Well,
in the case of companies like Gilan, which is a clothing company, in the case of Groupon, or in the case of BlackBerry or Research in Motion, yes, they pretty much are, because they take out one spot, and that's their biggest spend of the year, so to speak, single biggest spend. However, having said that, the other companies, like the main entrants, the ones that actually ante up the most, they actually spend throughout the year. So for Anheuser-Busch, they spend, they may spend about $20 million during this Super Bowl, or even 28 apparently, but that's nothing compared to the annual spend.
Obviously the technology has changed, and you can't quite quote tease like you used to, but is there advantage? Because I'm seeing a lot of commercials or a lot of advertisers that are quote leaking either bits or parts of the whole commercial before the actual Super Bowl.
Kurt, you've probably hit the nail on the head in terms of the single biggest change or shift in Super Bowl advertising in the last 2 years, I would say. And that is the leaking, or quote-unquote intentionally leaking, and that's, in other words, posting sneak previews, or in this year's case, pretty much putting the entire ad, the full 30-second spot or the 1-minute spot, up on YouTube or on the company website. And in fact, just let me see, I'm trying to think here. I think about 24 or 25 out of the 50 spots are going to be out before the Super Bowl. And
so we're almost out of time. So I've got to ask you, is there any particular commercials that we should pay close attention to this year?
Let me give you, absolutely. Let me give you 6 or 7 to keep your eyes on real quick. Look for the Doritos, Crash the Super Bowl winners, which are crowdsourced and made by regular Joes like us. So that usually, in fact, out of the last 4 years, 3 of the winners in the last 4 years have been Doritos. So
wow,
they should be good again this year. The Volkswagen Get Happy or Be Happy campaign with
I think I saw a tease on that.
Yeah, that's a good one. They spent $10 million on that with all the PR and promotion and leaking it for that one spot, so that should be pretty good. At least it better be for them. Kia, Space Babies, something to look for. Axe has Nothing Beats an Astronaut. They're sending 23 people to outer space. And this campaign is going to show how people can go to outer space. It seriously are. It's their biggest promotion. They're going to send them into outer space. And so look for Axe with Nothing Beats an Astronaut. Big Bang Theory's Kaylee Cuoco in Toyota is getting a lot of good buzz
I've heard that
already.
Too,
yeah, that's the pregame winner, by the way, in terms of the number of hits. 10 million views already.
Wow.
And a couple more is always look for Chrysler. Remember last year's Clint Eastwood and Eminem before that? Well, they're actually keeping completely mum. So I'm looking to see. It'll be interesting to see what they come up with. And one last, actually two, Taco Bell, look for Liv Moss. Reminds you of Cocoon. It's a blast. Octogenarians going out there and just basically living life to the hilt. No fake IDs needed there. And a look for a tearjerker of a commercial from Budweiser where a 2-week-old foal was just born, literally 2 weeks ago. And they're using that little foal in a commercial that was shot live 2 weeks ago, and you will see that. That's, I think, a great tearjerker of a commercial because it kind of stands out from the rest of the slapstick, funny, laughing out loud kind of commercials. So it's called Brotherhood, and it's about the bond between a man and the Clydesdale. Yeah,
Abby Biswas, I appreciate your time. Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to that on Sunday.
You're most welcome, and as I always say, fast forward the game if you have to, but rewind the commercials and watch them many times.
422 on KLIF News and Information in the afternoon. It's a check of your money. It's Spencer